everyone. I'm Dr. Vaishali, and welcome to one more series of a part of the series of Emotional Spa. Today, we are going to talk about circadian rhythm. Now, what does the circadian rhythm mean? In simple words, it is the biological clock. It's a very natural and a normal process that regulates our sleep and wake up cycle. Okay, and repeats on each rotation of the earth, roughly 24 hours. Now, for example, you have this body temperature cycle, you have the cycle in which the number of hormones are secreted, especially the menstrual cycle in females. So circadian rhythm is based on the pattern of the sun. It is a series of physical and chemical changes which are occurring in your internal clock as in your physical body. Now, there are things that can change your circadian rhythm. What are those? Firstly, mutations or changes in certain genes can affect our biological clock. Nowadays, genetics, epigenetics are really changing. Then the other thing that can change your circadian rhythm is the jet lag, or especially the youngsters who are doing shift work. This causes the changes in the light and the dark cycles. Then, light from electronic devices that nowadays it's so common that everyone is on either one of the gadget, and this can confuse our biological clock. And this is so common, isn't it? I think, can you relate with these things? So, what do we need to do? We need to fix this. And sometimes you would ask me, ki, okay, so I'm doing all these things and my biological clock is not correct. So, how can I fix it? And how much time does it take? Very, very simple. It can take a day or probably 2 weeks to change this cycle. Now, the circadian rhythm is innate or then it is learned. So what happens is innate meaning because of some specific proteins in the body, the genes, the neurons within our body are programmed to run in a cyclic pattern. It can also be learned and manipulated. Now, how does this happen? This is like the external stimuli like light, food impact, our daily rhythms. It's like we tell our brains through this environment, whether it's day or it's night. For example, lights, when we switch on at night, you're telling the brain that it's daytime. Another example, the temperature, like being continuously in the AC, changes your biological clock. Then the food which is stuffed in the fridge. Before, people had a proper rhythm of the intake of food. Like you had the breakfast time, you had the lunch time, then you had the chai time, then you had the dinner time. Now what is happening is because we are stuffing all the food into our fridges, the food is available 24 into 7 in our fridges, and therefore every now and then you go, you munch something and you come. So there is no particular time to eat and not eat. Then a sedentary lifestyle. These are all the wrong messages that you're sending to your body. Okay. Now there's a hormone called melatonin, which regulates the circadian rhythm and the reproductive hormones, which is secreted by the pineal gland in the brain. It's just to make you understand. When you do not get enough sleep, what happens? When you do not get enough sleep, it lowers your sex drive, it weakens your immune system, you have continuous anxiety, continuous change of thoughts chain, one after the other, literally one after the other. You have a chain of thoughts which keep on going on. The more you tend to hold on it to, the more you try to control these thoughts, they just keep on running and you run behind those thoughts. Then weight gain, etc. All this happens. If you have seen nowadays, so many hormonal imbalance problems have been started, like diabetes, blood pressure, PCOD, thyroid. nowadays infertility, these all are very commonly seen. And if you understand that just the simple maintenance of this circadian rhythm, most of the people can just come back to normal. You do not really require to take some medication for it. Just maintain your circadian rhythm and you will be healthy, peaceful mentally and physically. Now, this circadian rhythm is generated by the suprachiasmatic neurons, which are located in the hypothalamus of the brain. Is this very medical? If you cannot take it, tangential, just leave it aside. So what is happening is it is the master controller of the brain. So all the hormones, all the neurotransmitters get, all the gut, the rebalance of the brain nerves, everything is controlled over there. Okay, so normally what happens is there are so many hormones which are flowing, which are stopping. There's a continuous orchestra of hormones which are happening in our body and in our brain. Normally what happens is there's a hormone called as cortisol, which decreases at night and it increases in the morning. Now, but due to our excessive work, you're not sleeping, you're on the mobile, you're watching TV, you're watching Netflix series, whatever it is, the cortisol remains high constantly. And therefore, sleeplessness, that is insomnia, the stress, to name a few, they start triggering up. Now, if you know that insulin increases at evening and at dinner time. So this is also one of the hormone. Then there is a very important hormone called melatonin. Now, melatonin increases at midnight, which is so very important. There is a continuous orchestra, as I said, of hormones which go on increasing, decreasing with their levels. And so there is a rhythmic oscillation of all this orchestra happening. And what are we doing? So what are we doing is we are trying to suppress these hormones at night. How does it come to know? The brain. You're sending messages to the brain. We tell our brains through the environment, the day and night. Due to our lifestyle changes, we are giving the wrong signals to our mind and body. So, today I want all of you to maintain your circadian rhythm, that is just the simple biological clock in layman's term, where you get up early, you have your breakfast, you have your lunch, your chai time, dinner, sleep early, have some specific time for your gadgets. People who are doing night shifts, try to take care in other manners. People who are just gorging and munching things, try to stop. So these small, small things, when you start taking care of yourself, automatically the biological clock will set into a rhythm, and therefore these hormones which have gone haywire in our body and creating lots of hormonal imbalances will come back to normal, and the normal orchestra will be recreated in our body. So it's very, very important to maintain this biological clock. If you maintain so, you will remain most of it physically and mentally healthy, because you're going back to the normal status of your body. So wake up, listen to your body, listen to the symptoms or the cry of the body, what it is exactly wanted. In our everyday rut, we are trying to just push our body and do certain things which the body is not able to handle after a certain period of time. So right now, if you understand the signals of your body, please get to work towards it. All right, so this is a simple, very simple topic which I thought which will help you in maintaining your physical and mental health, and therefore I just thought of picking this topic up. Okay, so stay tuned, share, subscribe, like, and drop a comment if you felt it is worth it. All right. Thank you so much for listening to me. Bye.